ओ ओ ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। सदा शिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। Hari Om to everyone again. So we have seen so far 19 verses. So today we are to see the 20th verse. This 20th verse is very famous. Most of us remember it by memory. So we will see that one. But before we go there, so in the 18th verse, which is the a picture of a renunciate who is very, very blissful, who is very happy in himself. That was given. And in Bhagavad Gita also, in the 12th chapter, Lord Krishna says, Tyagacchantira, Tyagachanti Anantaram. Okay, so after the renunciation, the peace immediately follows. So when you have that renunciation, in your mind, the desires are not there. So only it is the desires that makes the man restless and unhappy. So the opposite, desirelessness, should make the person restful and happy. So here, in the 18th verse, we saw this person, who was very, very peaceful, and he was very happy. And it was the happiness that was oozing out from him was from his inner happiness. It is not from the outside happiness that he was showing. So when it is the inner happiness, you really do not need much from the world. There is no desire to possess of the worldly objects also. So he is very happy with whatever the little things that he needs for this physical body. In that, like a sleep, for a sleeping, he needs some land, some earth, right? He doesn't worry about whether I have a soft bed or not. And he needs to protect himself, so he lives under a tree or and in the temple grounds, so that he won't be wet when it rains and all that. So the desires becomes very, very less in a person who is happy in himself. So that's what it was said. Sura Mandirataru Mula Nivasaha. So where does he live? He lives under a tree or in the temple grounds. Shaya Bhutalam Ajinam Vasaha. So his bed is just the surface of the earth, and what he wears, Ajinam. some skin of a animal, sarva parigraha bhoga tyagaha. So the one who has given up all kinds of bhoga, that is the taste for the for anything, kasya sukham na karoti viragaha. How, where else can you find happiness other than being a renunciate here? So that was the verse number the 18. And in the 19th, we saw the glory of a Jivan Mukta here. And so in this Jivan Mukta, the who is a Jivan Mukta? An liberated person, an illumined person. In him, the mind vanishes, because mind is the culprit. Mind is the one that makes all disturbances in us. That is the reason when we do the meditation, we say control your thoughts. So what is mind? Mind is nothing but thoughts. So you control the thoughts, so you are controlling your mind. But in case of a Jivan Mukta, mind is under his control, but we are under the control of the mind. So that is the problem. Because of that problem, we are not able to meditate properly. Because whenever we sit for meditation, all kinds of thoughts comes. Even it's interesting. Even the thoughts you never thought of, those thoughts coming, and you start wondering, where was this thought? Why it is coming and bothering me? So the only way to, at this stage of our spiritual path, the only way we can ask for a thoughtlessness mind is praying to Bhagwan. Please help me, So at least for the next 5 minutes, let the thoughts go away. So you put all your mind at the feet of the Bhagwan and the feet of the Guru and say, you take care of it for a while. So that is so you have to really, surrender to Bhagwan, then only spiritual life will progress. Yeah. So here we see that, this person, yogaratava, bhogaratava. So the person who has realized who he is that consciousness, whether he is in the yoga or whether he is in bhoga or whether he is in solitude just by himself or he is with the middle of a lots of people, it doesn't matter to him. Okay, because he is reveling in his own bliss. So that is why, a person who is like that, so here he says, he is the one who actually, uh, the enjoyer. He alone is the enjoyer, not the people who have not realized. People who have not realized their happiness, their joy comes from when the desires are fulfilled. But we cannot say, because when they get the objects, I explained to you last time, because when the objects, what we are looking for, when it comes to us or when we get it, the mind becomes very calm, because it is not restless anymore to get that object. So that's the only reason we feel that happiness came from the object, but actually objects don't have that happiness to give. If the objects had the ability to give the happiness, it should give the happiness to everybody, not for a selected people. Okay, so you can see a scoop of ice cream will give happiness to some people, but the same scoop of ice cream will be a poison for other people. So it is not in the object here. So here this gnani has gone about the pairs of opposite. So whether he is in solitude or when he is with the people, whether he is doing the yoga or the bhoga, so it doesn't matter to him. So he is that person that was given in the verse number 19th verse. So when I said, in the beginning that Jivan Mukta's, his mind has vanished. Okay, so there is an incident when a guru wanted to ask he asked a question to his students, okay, saying that who is the winner in this world? So one of the students said, winner is the great warrior who wins over the enemies. So he is a winner. And the other person said, one who climbs Himalayas and plant a flag there, he is the winner. So in this way, or crossing the ocean, he is a winner. So this way, all the students were giving the answers. At that time, the guru said, if all these success, you are looking at the physical plane only. So even a bird cross the ocean, okay, and even the two birds or two animals, they can fight, and there is one winner. So all this is at the physical level. But who is the real winner? He is the one who has won over his mind. That is the real winner. So that is what we need to look for. So if somebody thinks, without winning the mind, I can reach my spiritual goal, it is just a delusion only. So that is why they say, mind your mind. Jivan Mukta has won over his mind here. So when we read about the description of all these Jivan Muktas, how they live and all that, I'm sure, there comes a desire in us. How can I reach that goal? What is it that I should do, to become that liberated person? So here in this verse number 20, that is given. And this verse is attributed to Anandagiri. Um, uh, and Anand, who is Anandagiri? See, whenever you Google about the disciples of Adi Shankaracharya, or when you read in some books, most of the time you see only the the important disciples of his, but you don't hear much about the other disciples. So it's the same way here also. Anandagiri, when I Googled, I did not get much. And then I went to kanchikamakoti.org to see if they have written, because I did not find anything in a Sringeri Math website. So in kanchikamakoti.org, there they mentioned about Anandagiri. So who is this Anandagiri? Anandagiri was known as Ananda Gnana also. And he is the one who has written commentary on Shankaracharya's Bhashya. Okay, so but this commentary, one is Bhashya, where a person writes the commentary on a subject, like on a Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita and all. That is called Bhashya. But when somebody writes a commentary on that Bhashya, okay, then that is called Tika. Okay. And there are some who don't write the full commentary on the Bhashya, but they write, they take one or two words from that, and they give the different meanings that can be given to that one. And it is just like, in the book when we are reading the footnotes. Okay. So that is called Tippani. Okay. So it is Bhashya, Tika, and Tippani. So here Anandagiri has written Tippani for the Bhashyas of Adi Shankaracharya, all the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, and Brahma Sutra. And all of them, he has written the Tippani here. So in one place, he says that, saying like Ishavasya Upanishad, when he's writing the Tippani there, he says that I have rejected Parinamavada of Bhaskara in my um, book Tattvaloka. And the same thing he says in Taitra Upanishad also, that he is referring to Tattvaloka. So when you see the book on Tattvaloka, okay, there author's name is given as Janardana. So here, Kanchi Kamakoti Pitam says, from reading all his commentaries and his references, we come to know Anandagiri or Anandagnana or Janardana all are the same person. And Janardana might have been his Purvashrama name. So here, so this verse is attributed to Anandagiri, and Anandagiri is known for his book Tattoloka, and also he has written another book, it is called Tarka Sangraha. Okay, so this much about Anandagiri. So now here, this Anandagiri, in the verse number 20th, he prescribes threefold exercise to become a Jivan Mukta, or to climb the peak of perfection. Okay, so there are three exercises that are given here for our spiritual unfoldment. You can say that. So let us see the verse number 20th. Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadhita Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadhita Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita Sakradapi Ena Murari Samarcha Sakradapi Ena Murari Samarcha क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा भगवद्गीता किञ्चिदधीता गङ्गाजललवकणिका पीता सकृदपि येन मुरारिसमर्च क्रियते तस्य यमेन न चर्चा भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते Bhagavad Gita Kinchita Adhita. So to one who has studied the Bhagavad Gita even a little, Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita, one who has sipped at least a drop of Ganga water, Sakradapi Ena Murari Samarcha, one who has worshipped at least once Lord Murari, that is Lord Krishna, Kriyate Tasya Yamenana Charcha. To him, there is no discussion or quarrel with Yama, the Lord of Death. So here it says, Adhita, learn. So Kinchit, a little bit of Bhagavad Gita. There are 700 shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. So learn a little bit of Bhagavad Gita. And drink a drop of Ganga Jal. Lava is, is actually fraction. And Kanika is little. So even a fraction of a drop of water, drop of Ganga Jala, the water of Ganga Jal, you just drink. It says a tiny bit of Ganga Jal and worship Samarcha. Sakradapi, even just once, who? Lord Murari. Then what happens? Yamaraja does not have hold on this person, means he becomes Jivan Mukta. So these are the three exercises given to become the Jivan Mukta here. So reading this translation, we might say all of us are Jivan Muktas. Because we know Bhagavad Gita, right? We by heart them. And here he is telling, read Kinchit. What little? I know more than little here. And drink Ganga water, Lava Kanika. Okay. What do you mean? Just a drop? Actually, I drink bottles of Ganga water. And actually, I cook my food in Ganga water only. So what are you talking about? A little bit of that. And then you say puja. When it comes to puja, doing just once. I do puja every day with Sahasranama. So this I'm doing all the three of them, everything. So I must be a liberated person, right? But are we? We are not. So this means we have not understood what Anandagiri Acharya is saying here. So let us see each line properly now. Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadita. Here it is not said Patita. Patita means read, but it is said Adhita. What is Adhita? This word is very, very important. Adhita means study, not just read or do Parayana of Bhagavad Gita. Doing Parayana is very good, okay, but it is not going to liberate you. So you have to do the Adhita. So one devotee told Gurudev have gone through Bhagavad Gita 5 times. Gurudev just smiled. He said, that's very good. But how much Gita has gone through you? Okay. So Gurudev, whenever he signed the Bhagavad Gita books for people, we say, can you please sign? Can you please sign? And so he always wrote there, read 3 verses a day and reflect on them. So we should understand Bhagavad Gita cannot be read like a novel from cover to cover. If you read and do not reflect, then it is just gathering information, but there is no transformation in us. We can quote, Lord Krishna has said this is what he has said about the 3 gunas, that is what he has said about the bhakti, everything we can quote, but there is no transformation in us. But with reflection, the knowledge stays with us and it becomes our own knowledge, and then there is transformation in us. So what is this Bhagavad Gita? We all know this Bhagavad Gita, what it is, because we chant the Dhyana shlokas, right? And this Bhagavad Gita is also known as a Moksha Grantha. That means a Grantha, a Shastra, a scripture that is able to give you moksha. So Bhagavad Gita is known as a Moksha Grantha, and in the Dhyana shlokas, we have chanted so many times, Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gitamritam Mahat. So Upanishads are like the cows. And who is the one who is milking the cow? That is Gopalanandanaha. So Bhagavan Lord Krishna alone. And who is the calf? Partha Vatsaha. He is the calf. And what is it that milk that is milk? That is the Dugdam Gita Amrutam. So nectar of Gita that is extracted. And who are the people who benefit from that? The good and the wise people who drink that milk there. So in other words, humankind has been blessed with this nectar of Gita by Bhagavan, even though, it keeping Arjuna as a medium, that's all. So he is the Vatsa, of course, so a cow gives the milk for the calf, but you keeping Arjuna as the medium, actually Lord Krishna has given this teaching to the whole humankind here. So we can see the Bhagavad Gita was given not just to solve Arjuna's dilemma, but it is for every one of us here. So here Adi Shankaracharya in his Gita Bhashya says about Bhagavad Gita, and he says Gita Shastram Samasta Vedartha Sara Sangraha Bhutam. So Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Shastras. So, in Hinduism, we have so many scriptural texts, what you call Shastras. We have a library of these spiritual books, and it is very difficult to study all of them in just one lifetime also, because there are Vedas, Vedangas, Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, which has 24,000 verses. We have Mahabharata, which has 100,000 verses. And then we have Puranas, Upapuranas. So many books are available. But are we able to read all of them? No, we cannot. So what is it that we should do? There is a Subhashita that says, Anekanicha Shastrani Swalpayur Vigna Kotayaha. Tasmat Saram Vijaniyat Kshiram Hamsa Ivambasi. Anekani cha Shastrani. So there is a multitude of scriptures, books of knowledge. Swalpayuhu. But we have a limited lifespan. Okay. And Vigna Kotayaha. Even when we start studying, okay, there are plenty of obstacles that come in our life. Tat saram. So what is it that you should do? Vijaniyat. Tat saram vijanayat. So the essence is the one that you should know about it. How? He gives the example, Kshiram Hamsa Ivambasi. Just like the swan will drink the milk only, leaving the water. So only the essence should be taken. And here, Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Shastras. Bhagavad Gita is known as the manual of life. And Bhagavad Gita shows us the vision, the sadhya, and also the path, sadhana, how to achieve that one also. In Gita Mahatmya, there is a shloka that says, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam, Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva, Eko Mantra Tasya Namani Yani, Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. So, may there be one scripture for all, the Gita sung by Lord Krishna, Devaki Putra Gitam. May there be one God for all, Eko Devo. And who is that? Devaki Putra, Lord Krishna. And may there be only one mantra for everybody. And that what is this? Tasya Namani Eva, Lord Krishna's name. Then what happens? Then only duty that you have to do in this life is Tasya Devasya Seva. Seva of Lord Krishna. So that is all you need to do. See, we see 4 kinds of people. And one is people who are not knowing and not doing. That means they do not have the spiritual knowledge and they're completely irreligious, because since they don't know, they don't act also. And the second type of people are not knowing but doing. So they don't know the knowledge, because they are not spiritual, but they follow some of the rituals blindly. So those are the ones not knowing but doing. So here, Guruji used to tell a funny story. There was this man who used to do Satyanarayana Puja on every full moon day. And he had a cat. And that cat would come and disturb when he would sit for the puja. So he decided to tie that cat so that it won't bother him. So afterwards, so on every Purnima, before he sat for the puja, he would make sure to tie up the cat so that it won't bother him. So it went on for years together like that. And then that cat died and that person also died. Then one day, his son decided, my father used to do Satyanarayana Puja. So let me also do at least one time. So he decided to do this Satyanarayana Puja. And so he got everything that needs to be for the puja. And then he went looking for a cat. Why? Because he wants to tie. That's what he had seen his father doing it. So this is what you call not knowing but doing, without knowing the significance of the things here. The third kind of people are knowing but not doing. And these are the scholars of scriptures, what you call philosophy professors. They have all the knowledge and they teach, but they do not follow what they teach. And the fourth kind are the knowing and doing. So they are aware of the knowledge and they are living that knowledge. And these are the only people who succeed in spiritual path. So Bhagavad Gita is for those who belong to this fourth group, knowing and doing here. So even if you don't study, any of the other scriptures, it's okay. But if you study Bhagavad Gita, that is enough for your liberation. That's why I said Bhagavad Gita is a moksha grantha here. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita, Kinchida Dita, Adhita. Adhita is study, understand, and follow. So even if one lesson is taken from Bhagavad Gita, what Lord Krishna teaches, that itself will pave the way for liberation. See, for example, Lord Krishna says, Niyatam Kuru Karmatvam. Perform your obligatory duties. So if someone can do that strictly without any compromise, means that I will not do anything that is prompted by my personal desire. I will do only the duties. That is adhita. That will, take him towards the liberation also. So here, Lord Krishna says, about how the scriptures give us the instructions. He says, Tasmat Shastram Pramanamte Karya Akarya Vyavastito Gnatva Shastra Vidhonoktam Karma Kartumi Parhasi. So let the scripture be your authority in determining what should be done and what should not be done. So understand the injunctions given in the scriptures, the teachings, and then perform your actions in this world accordingly. So if one say this is not easy, then Lord Krishna says, just fix your mind on me. Mam ekam sharanam braja. That's all you have to do. Think of me all the time. See, in Bhagavad Gita, we can find many capsules like this, or called the mantras for practice. Swami Vimalananda used to call these as mantras, not capsules. Actually, you can find her lecture on mantras of Bhagavad Gita on our Chinmaya Niketan website. She was here and she did that one. So you can go through that and then you will see what I'm talking about. And also, Chinmaya Mission came up with 100 Gita capsules, and they have posted that on Chinmaya channel. And now it is going to be 108th birthday of Gurudev on May 8th. So they have this thing that is coming every day. It is called a 108 pilgrimage with Swami Chinmayanandaji. Okay, so it started on January 22nd. It is going to end on May 8th, which is Gurudev's birthday, 108th birthday. So a couple of days ago, today was the 44th day. On the 42nd day of that 108, the caption was, only 1% are able to do this. Okay, who is that 1%? There, Gurudev explains so beautifully, and he says, those who surrender and act, not act and then surrender. Okay, if you do this, then the success will run after you. You don't have to run after success. So that means what? Bring God in your life. You should see that one. It is very, very beautiful. He says, most of the time, what do? We do the action first. And then we tell Bhagavan, I did this one. Oh, please make sure that, nothing goes wrong and all that. No, that is not the way to do it. First, you surrender to Bhagavan and then act. Then everything will be okay. And he says, only 1% of the human beings are able to do this one. And so here it says, Kinchit Adhita, study little. So Lord Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even if you practice a little of Gita teaching, then it will save you from great danger and fear here. So one of the mantras that Swamini Vimalanandaji took was the first two words of the Bhagavad Gita. So all of us know what is it? Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. That's it. Two words. And she explained how just these two words can change our life. So when you analyze these two words, what it becomes? Kshetre Kshetre Dharmam Kuru. That means do dharma in all kshetras, in all fields, whether it is in the office, in the house, or in the society. In all fields, follow your dharma. With just two words, how much we can learn. So this is a life lesson. There was one princess who wanted to learn Bhagavad Gita because she had heard, the some of the children or some of the people in the temple chant Bhagavad Gita. So the father got a good teacher who is a Shrotriya. That means one who is well versed in scriptures. So the Guru came and he started teaching Bhagavad Gita. And Guru explained on the first day, the first verse of Bhagavad Gita, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta Yutsava, Mamaka Pandavascheva, Kimakurvata Sanjaya. And that's all it was, the whole class. And then before leaving, he said, just listening, Shravanam is not enough, that what you have heard, you should bring it to Anushtana. That means you have to practice, you have to execute what you have heard now. So the next day when the teacher came, the princess did not show up. The maid servant came and said, today princess is not coming to the class. Days passed by, weeks passed by, months went by, and the princess did not show up, and every day the guru would come there. After 3 months, she showed up, and Guru asked the reason for her absence. And she said, as you said, I tried to implement what I learned. And what is that? The Guru asked. She said, Kshetra. Kshetra is the body. So I did the dharmacharana of all jivas. I mean, of each jiva. So now I'm ready for the second class now, for the second life lesson. So where it is adhita, it is not just learning, okay, and studying. I mean, it is not patita, it is not just learning to chant Bhagavad Gita and even knowing the meaning, okay, but it is adhita. Understand the meaning and put it in your life. Follow that teaching that you got from Bhagavad Gita. There are so many verses that you can quote here, like for example, Shraddhavan Labate Gnanam, right? So who is the one who attains the moksha? The one who has the knowledge. But who gets the knowledge? Shraddhavan. The one who has faith in the words of Lord Krishna. Okay, he is the one who can get the knowledge. And then we have seen this, that how to control the anger. If you don't control the anger, what is the result of that? We have seen that in a second chapter 62 and 63. That is what Gurudev called as the ladder of fall. Okay, so with the anger, how the whole life is ruined. So that is also a teaching there. And most of the time, many people are afraid of death. So why are you afraid of death? So think and say, who dies? Do I die? Actually, even without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and all that, even a common man knows, he is not dying. Why I'm saying that? People ask, what will happen after I die? That means what? He knows there is something more after this death of the body. But when we see in Bhagavad Gita, when it teaches, you are not this body, you are that consciousness. Okay. Then what is the description of what is the nature of this consciousness? So that is what said in the 23rd verse in second chapter. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayantyapaha, na shoshayati marutaha. So like this, you can have so many life lessons in our by studying the Bhagavad Gita. So you can make some capsules when you study Bhagavad Gita and try to understand deeply, not just understand the word meaning, but deeply understand what it exactly stands for and see how you can put that in your life. So my favorite one is Guna Guneshu Vartante iti Matvana Sajjate. I always keep saying that, so the senses are moving with the sense objects. So why am I worried about that one? Okay, so you just watch the drama, how the senses are moving with the sense objects. So you don't have to say that, I'm the doer and I'm the experiencer there. Swami Ishwaranandaji says, secret to abide in Brahman that can make you constantly happy is to study Bhagavad Gita. And a few ideas of Bhagavad Gita should be a part of our life. So this is enough for the Bhagavad Gita, Kinchitadita. Because, you can go on and on, but I think I will stop it here. So now, what is the second exercise that Anandagiri Acharya has given? Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. Drinking a sip of Ganga water. See, we know from history, all civilizations survived on the banks of rivers only. So among all the rivers, Ganga is considered very holy, auspicious. So Ganga represents purity. Ganga is a symbol of faith and devotion. Or you can say that another name for faith and devotion is Ganga Dev. So you have heard many stories about the origin of Ganga in Puranas and all that. So one is Brahmaji washed the foot of Vamana when Lord Vishnu took the avatar of Vamana and he was trying to measure the heavens with one foot. So at that time, Brahmaji washed that foot with his water from his Kamandalu, and that flew as Ganga in the heavens only. It did not come to the earth. And the Ganga that was flowing in the heavens, Bhagirath wanted to bring it down to Patala to liberate his ancestors. So, but before he taking it to Patala, it has to come to the earth first. So it came to Lord Shiva's jata, and Lord Shiva let it flow, in trickles on this earth, and then Bhagirath took it to Patala. So you can see that Ganga flows in all the three worlds, in heavens, in on earth, and also in Patala. So that is why Gangaji is known as Paga. Paga is the foot, so that one. So, and we know Lord Shiva is the first guru and the knowledge is flowing from him. So, Ganga is this Gnana Ganga, that is knowledge in the liquid form. So, that is why Gangaji is also known as Gnana Vahini. And she stands for that unbroken flow of spiritual wisdom that is handed over from the guru to the disciple, generations after generations, what we call as Guru Parampara. That's what we chant, Sadashiva Samarambam, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Pariyantam, Vande Guru Parampara. So, Arambham, at the beginning, who is that? Sadashiva, that is Lord Shiva, and Madhyama, that is Adi Shankaracharya, and Asmad Acharya, That is my own Guru. Up to my Guru, one day I bow down with reverence to the entire tradition of Guru Parampara. See, those who believe in Ganga and take a bath in Ganga, then all the sins are washed away. That is, you go to Ganga and say that you have that faith. She has that ability to wash the sins away, and then you take a bath, it happens. But if you don't have that faith, and if you just go and dip in the Ganga, at most what will happen is it will cleanse your body. That's all. Adi Shankaracharya has written Ganga Stotra. So we used to chant this Ganga Stotram every day in front when the Jagadishwara Arati used to happen in Sandipani. It's a very, very beautiful stotram. It has 14 verses, and I will just going to say just 2 verses to show the greatness of Ganga, that even Shankaracharya saw that one, and he has written hymn on that Ganga Stuti it is called. देवी सुरेश्वरी भगवती गंगे त्रिभुवन तारिणी तरल तरंगे शंकर मौलि विहारिणि विमले मम मतिरास्ता तव पद कमले भागीरथि सुखदायिनी माता तव जल महिमा निगमे ख्याता नाहं जाने तव महिमानं Pahi krupamayi mama jnanam. It's beautiful. It has 14 verses. These are the first 2 verses. Here, the meaning is, O Goddess Ganga, you are the divine river from heaven. You are the savior of all the 3 worlds. You are pure and restless. Taratalarange. Taralatarange. And you do adore on Lord Shiva's head. O Mother, may my mind always rest at your lotus feet. Tavapada Kamale. The next verse it says, O Mother Bhagirathi, since Bhagirath brought the Ganga down, she is also known as Bhagirathi. So, O Mother Bhagirathi, you give happiness to everyone. The significance of your holy water is sung in Vedas. That is Jala Mahima Nigame Khyata. I am ignorant, Naham Jane, and now I'm not able to comprehend your importance. O Devi, you are full of mercy and please protect me. Pahi Krupamayi Mama Gnanam. I'm ignorant. So, and even Tapovan Maharaj, he has written a hymn on Ganga, and it is called Hymn to Ganga. And actually, Swami Chinmayanandiji has written commentary on that one. And Tapovan Maharaj says, Ganga is none other than Brahman itself. So, here when it says Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita, it is not just sipping water, but looking at her as the Mother Ganga, as Gnana Ganga. And with that bhava, when you take a sip with faith, then the water is going to purify you completely. That bhakti bhava is very, very important. If not, no matter what amount of Ganga Jal you drink, nothing is going to change. So even when you're swimming in Ganga, you should have the feeling that I am, playing in the lap of my mother. If not, it is just going to be just a swimming, a jala krida. That's all it is going to be. So Guruji says, even when you are away from Ganga, thousands of miles away from Ganga, still you can invoke Ganga in the water that you take the bath. In the Balaviyar, we teach them, Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. So we invoke all the rivers in the water that we are taking a bath. So, but you can invoke just Ganga also. And the shloka goes like, Ganga Gangeti yo bruyat yojananam shatayrapi muchyate sarva papebhyaha Vishnu lokum sa gacchati. Ganga Gangetu yo bruyat. The one who calls out for Ganga, 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 Yojananam Shatairapi. Even though you're thousands of miles away from Ganga, Muchyate Sarva Papebhyaha. So it removes all the sins, and Vishnu Lokam Sa Gachati. And that person reaches Vishnu Loka. So that faith has to be there. So you can invoke Ganga in every day and take bath in the Ganga water same way. So some might say, how is that possible? It is possible if you have faith in Ganga as the goddess. But if you don't have faith, even if you have a house next to Ganga and you go to Ganga and take a bath every day, nothing will happen. Just like many fish live in that Ganga, but have you ever heard that the fish getting the moksha? So you have to have faith. Swamiji says, you have faith in all worldly things, but when it comes to God, you start questioning. So he asked the question, have you accepted your mother as your mother after doing the DNA testing? So we accept our mother, right? We have faith. She is our mother. But why have this doubt when it comes to God? Actually, we are also, I should say, I am also a non-believer. I was, because one time we took a pilgrimage with Sita ji's father. And in one place, we ordered our lunch and we all bought water bottles. And then we sat down for the order to be delivered. But Papaji, he went to Ganga that was flowing beside the Daba. Okay, and he brought the Ganga water. Here we are sitting next to Ganga. Don't drink that Ganga water. We don't have faith, but we think, oh, we might get sick, and we go and buy the water bottles. So faith is so important in our life. Gurudev says it is Mother Ganga who inspired him to go to the world and spread the knowledge, just like she travels from Gomukh to Bay of Bengal, nourishing everyone. So this is Ganga Jalalava Kanika Pita. So only when you have faith, then you see her as Gnana Ganga, as the knowledge flowing. And with that one, when you do the Tirtha Yatra, your mind becomes purified also. So here, see, the three aspects in a spiritual pursuit is what? Knowledge, devotion, and action. That is Gnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga. And if you see this verse, all three are symbolically represented in this verse here. So what is that? The study of Bhagavad Gita is the pursuit of knowledge, and that is by the intellect. It is performed by the intellect. So Bhagavad Gita gives us a vision and a way of life, and it tells us what is the goal of life and also the path to reach that goal. Okay, so this is Gnana Yoga. So that's what we saw in the first pada, Bhagavad Gita, Kinchidadita. Then Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti or devotion is the second requirement in one's spiritual pursuit. So here sipping the water of Ganga represents the devotion. And this is Bhakti Yoga. And the third aspect is the Karma Yoga. Pursuit of karma, the action. So worship of the Lord, here worshipping Lord Murari. Okay, that is the third one, the Karma Yoga. Sakridapiyena Murarisa Marcha. So I see the time is 8:27. So I will stop here because we have two more padas here to see. And I don't want to just finish it in just 2 minutes. So we'll continue this one and then we will see the most popular word of Bhaja Govindam. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So we will see the rest of this verse and also the verse number 21 in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om everyone. Hari Om.